Hi, my name is Taylor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's the end of March, so I thought I'd bring you a list of things that I have loved this March. Some new things, some old things that I just still love, just to give you an idea for new things you could buy if you want to try something new. So let's get into it. So first I want to start off with beauty products, and one of the beauty products that I bought in the beginning of March and I've been using the entire month is the Fenty Beauty foundation. So this is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. And for the foundation, I did a color match at Sephora and I used shade 170. What I like about it is that it is matte, so if you have oilier skin, this will be really good for you. But if you have dry skin, this might dry your skin out, so make sure you watch out for that. I'm currently wearing it along with the Fenty Beauty concealers that are my next item in the beauty category. So the shade that you're seeing on the left is shade 120 and the shade that you're seeing on the right is shade 170. I tend to use 120 for underneath my eyes because it's lighter, and I tend to use 170 for any areas that I want to conceal, like red marks, any acne scars. I use this because it blends in with my skin tone. Okay, so now moving on to the skincare section. The first thing that I've really been loving for skincare, which is kind of skincare, kind of nighttime routine, is this antibacterial pillow mist. It's by the brand Diva Stuff and it's in the scent Relaxing Lavender Mint, and I actually really like it a lot. So basically what it is it's got some antibacterial properties in it, and you spray it on your pillow before you go to bed to make sure that you don't wake up with any acne because of a dirty pillow. So I do believe that it is really good to change out your pillowcase frequently if you struggle with problems like acne. Just because you sleep on it, you get dirt and oil on it, anything from your hair from that day, especially if you don't shower at night. But sometimes you just don't want to change it, or maybe you have an expensive silk pillowcase and you don't want to buy multiples. This stuff is great because you can spray this on it to extend the life of your pillow between washes. So the next item for skincare that I really love is actually a face mask. I usually tend to gravitate towards sheet masks because they're so much easier to put on and clean up, but a regular mask that I've been loving is the Glossier Mega Greens Galaxy Pack Face Mask. You get your face wet, you put this stuff on and leave it for about 20 minutes, and I find that it really does a great job of absorbing oil and getting all the gunk out of your skin. So I will usually leave it on my nose and just do that for a bit unless my entire face needs to be cleansed and detoxified, because this can dry your stuff out since it is really good at purifying. But I really, really love it, and I tend to use it probably every other week. So the next category I'm going to call life and well-being products. The first thing I want to talk about is actually a YouTube video. So I watch the Yoga with Adriene bedtime 20-minute routine every single night before I go to sleep. I put it up on my TV, or I'll play it on my phone sometimes because I actually know the moves now, so I don't need to watch them. It just depends on the night. And I will go through the practice with her, and I find her voice to be so incredibly soothing and just relaxing, and it helps me go to sleep. A lot of people will lay in bed at night on their phones, and I used to do that, and I am guilty of doing it sometimes, but since I found this, I actually really look forward to it, and I use the last bit before I go to bed to cuddle with my pup, Penny, and I think it's a great way to end the day. So I'll link that and all the other products I'm mentioning today down below so that you can check it out, but I highly recommend it. It is something that is an absolute staple in my nighttime routine. The next item goes in the life category, and it's actually a planner. So I always wait for these planners to go on sale around February or March since it's a little bit further in the year. And the planner that I've always used and always loved ever since I was a sophomore in college a couple years ago is the Day Designer Planner. So this is today's plan for me, and I like to go through and use the top 3 bucket and also the to-do list and plan out any of the hourly events that I may have. And I really love this planner. I have always found that I never use the monthly aspect of planners, and I always use the daily aspect. So I love that there's a full space for each day. And I really find that having this to-do list in paper helps me get things done, and I can go through and do the order of when I want to do different things, and I find that I accomplish so much more when I'm able to do that. So the next category I want to talk about is food or kitchen items. So something that I've really loved that I've started up the last couple of weeks is a meal delivery service. And the one I've chosen after tons of research is Home Chef. And my favorite recipe thus far has been the cowboy steak sandwich. Today I'm going to go ahead and make this sirloin steak with balsamic sauce and fingerling potatoes and Brussels sprouts. I've never actually eaten Brussels sprouts before, so this should be interesting, but I do love steak and I do love fingerling potatoes, and I'm probably going to leave off the balsamic sauce because balsamic is not one of my favorite things. I just happened to pick Home Chef because what I was reading about it is that it's a lot of classic recipes that have a little bit more minimal ingredients than the HelloFreshes and Blue Aprons and Purple Carrots and all those other meal subscription boxes. And I really love that because I am a super picky eater, as anybody that knows me will tell you. The next category that I really want to talk about is hair. If you watched my wash day video, or I'm also posting a week of hair refresh routines next week, you'll see that I really do love my hair, and I've found recently that this texture that you're seeing is actually natural. So I'm trying to find out how to help it get more defined, and that has been a journey for me using the Curly Girl method. But something I found along the way that I've really, really loved, and is I think a staple for curly girls that don't air dry, that use a blow dryer, is actually a diffuser. The one that I love, I've tried two, is the Diva Fuser. So this is from the brand Diva Curl. Most curly girls have heard of this brand. It's pretty expensive. I'm not sure how much this diffuser was, but I'll link it down below. It just goes over a regular blow dryer. I do know their blow dryer with this attachment is probably like $150 or $200. It's really expensive. So I just decided to use my good old trusty Revlon blow dryer with my Diva Curl Diva Fuser attachment. So you just slide this thing on, and then whenever you're blow drying your hair, it acts kind of like a hand to cup up your curls and help encourage them to have more wave and definition. So sometimes I find that in the winter in Michigan, especially going a week between washes, my scalp can get quite dry. So what I picked up, and it's Curly Girl friendly, is the As I Am Dry and Itchy Scalp Care. This is a co-wash, so it's a conditioner wash, and it's really thick and creamy. So I've used this twice now, and I have to say I just really love it. This is day 4 hair on this co-wash, and I can't see any dryness or any oiliness, so I find that it gives me the perfect balance. And whenever you're using this, definitely make sure to scrub it in well and then scrub it out well, because it's harder to get a co-wash out of your hair than a traditional shampoo. So the next category is books. I really love to read, and it's something that I had a hard time doing in undergrad, and I've tried to prioritize more in grad school. And to do that, I actually joined a Book of the Month subscription club. Again, this is not sponsored, but I'll put my referral code link below and you can get some money off your first month. So Book of the Month allows you to pick one book each month from a selection of 5 very different books, and it gives you a decision tree chart on their Instagram, and it gives you really good descriptions of what each book is like. So you get one book a month, or you can add on books for $10 each. And really the goal is just to make sure that you're keeping your reading up and not letting them pile up. So the next 2 books that I have to read from my Book of the Month subscription are The Silent Patient, and this was my book for January 2019. And I also have The Winter Sister by Megan Collins, and this was my book for February 2019. So other books that I've gotten from there in the past and have really loved are 2 from November that I got. And I got For Better and Worse and 9 Perfect Strangers. So with that wraps up my March monthly favorites. I hope you enjoyed getting a sneak peek into some things that I've been enjoying for the month of March. And I have already started thinking about the things I want to try for April. And so I'll see you then for my April favorites.